Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rehmat Empowerment Wala, head of interviews department, Rehan School, and I'm also the host of this amazing platform called Empowering Minds. You are watching me on my Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, Rehmat Empowerment Wala. So let's welcome to another episode of Empowering Minds. I'm your host, and today we have a remarkable guest who embodies resilience, resourcefulness, and the pursuit of financial freedom. Our guest is J Lal, or Punjabi Jawahar Lal. So J Lal, a journalist turned entrepreneur, has a life story that reads like a apologies that reads like an adventure novel. From Hyderabad, Deccan to Hong Kong, and now a proud citizen of China, PJ Lal has worn multiple hats: editor, publisher, accountant, and even a political lobbyist. His journey is a testament to the power of self sufficiency, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. So let's welcome PJ Lal Saab from Hong Kong. Very warm welcome in Empowering Minds, PJ Saab.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I've introduced you a little bit in my introductory speech. Would you like to add something into your introduction? So you are more than welcome to do it, sir.
Okay, so basically, since my childhood, at the age of 5, the state central, very huge Nizam library was almost 5 minutes away from my home. So there I used to spend a lot of time, and then I became a voracious reader of fiction. And that continued until my university days, that is almost say 19 years, no, 90-year age, 5 to 19, that 14 years. So 14 years, I think I have read around 4,000 novels and stories.
Wow, wow,
So I consider myself as a product of books rather than anything else.
wonderful, PJ Saab. So you have mentioned the power of books and self-help resources. So could you share some key lessons or insights you gained from literature that influenced your success?
I mean, it I cannot pinpoint what basically entered into my my entered to shape my personality or mold my personality. But I think books has lot to do. It's like books were planting Aladdin ka chirags in my mind,
Yes.
and those Aladdin ka chirags were activated not by me rubbing the lamp, but it was happening whenever I'm facing. They were detecting my stress levels, my mind, and then suddenly they will appear from nowhere, and then they will talk to me as if tell me that you have been through these things, experiences very well, and you know how to handle it. So that was a very strange experiences I got until today. I get so for me, it is like whenever I want, I again picturize good thoughts and negative thoughts traveling in my mind like a movie.
Wonderful. So, do you think any special skill or talent needs one should have to get those kind of knowledge from books which you had in your life?
I think there is a no any skill is needed or anything. You have to just spend time on it. I mean, enjoying it. It is a matter of enjoyment, and whatever happens, sometimes we should not think that it is happening because of us. It is happening because of various random forces which we can't see.
Absolutely. But in today's era, if you were in today's era, like when we have so much new gadgets and internet is there, and we people do not have that interest in books which you used to have. So, what would you advise in today's era? Should we also read the same books with the same style, or we can go on the internet and
No, today's era is wonderful because I have always made it a point to be relevant even in today's world. So today's world, I was fortunate enough because of my ability to self-educate myself. I was fortunate enough in 1992 to understand the power of mining and the data mining and the power of web scraping.
wow,
So, and so that same thing which I used to do manually is now has been converted into artificial intelligence tools. So today I would not have read the books.
okay,
To- Today I would have paid a lot of attention on observing the people, observing the scenes, and then try to figure out how, I mean how to use it through the use of AI tools.
absolutely. So, PJ Saab, I would love to know your journey from India to Hong Kong. How did that happen? Can you please explain something
That
about it?
Yeah, I was employed as an I was working as a reporter and editor in Hyderabad for its Hong Kong its Delhi newspaper Deccan Chronicle, and then I was hired by the Hong Kong newspaper. So that is how I came to Hong Kong. It was not chosen by me; it was chosen by my employer.
So, this happen? Many people try so hard to, migrate to
Oh,
another
okay.
country, and that job
Oh,
came to you. So, how did that happen?
that happens because of resilience and patience.
Okay,
So
okay,
as soon as I had completed my post graduation in journalism, I had shot job applications to Dubai, Malaysia, Singapore, and Hong Kong. And every 6 months, I used to follow it up. So the job came to me after 7 years of follow up.
okay. So yeah, the resilience was the key there.
Yeah, resilience and keep knocking the doors, never give up.
Amazing. That's a wonderful advice for all of us. So, PJ Saab, in a world where formal education is often emphasized, you have highlighted the value of skills acquired through self-help books. So, how can
That's
individual
right.
balance education and practical skills for success?
Basically, if you want to have, if you like the salaried employee lifestyle, then you have to go through the demands. You have to go through fulfilling the demands of the modern workplace. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, then you only need to know uh, you can study up to even 10th class and get proficiency in languages. That's it.
Okay, you talked
And
about language. So, when you went to Hong Kong, so there must be a language barrier there and some cultural shock for you if when you started your life there.
unfortunately, no. There
Fortunately,
was
no, or unfortunately, no.
unfortunately because I lost the chance to learn the local languages
Okay.
because the most of the I was working in a newspaper, so all the whites were there, Goras were there. They in Hong Kong they are called Guailos.
Okay.
So there was no much opportunity to interact in local language.
So there must be some problem like cultural difference and some food and living lifestyles and other things.
No, no, that is not there. I mean, because I'm as a school uh, student, I used to love traveling. So I was widely traveled. By the time I had come to Hong Kong, I had traveled widely. So that problem was not there. And by that time, I had written books. I mean, not books. I mean, stories. So my view of looking at the world was different. Yes. So I will adapt any place, anywhere. I mean, it's like a live. If you are, I mean, live like Romans if you go to that place. If you go to Rome,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a wonderful example to quote. Yeah. Thank you so much. So you had a fascinating journey from journalism and then to entrepreneurship. So could you share the decisive moment that led you down to this path?
yeah, that was the wonder. I mean, totally my goalpost changed because in India, my father was a doctor, and
Okay.
he had trained me to be a doctor also, but I did not go for it.
Okay.
And then the own house was there, so there was no concept of paying rent.
Okay.
But in Hong Kong, 50% of my rent, 50% of my income was going towards rent.
Wow.
That that jolted me because I was not saving much money.
Yes.
So I thought I like the place immensely, and I thought of retiring here itself, not going back to any place, going back home.
Okay.
But for that, I realized I needed lots of money.
Hmm.
So at that point, within 6 months, this thing started breathing in my mind. So the in India there was no goal except no money goal or anything goal except to enjoy life. Whatever you are getting it, enjoy your life by fulfilling your passions, any passion.
Okay.
But in Hong Kong, then I realized the importance of money. Before that, I was not aware of the money so much importance. Then, then I started within after 6 months. I started thinking in terms of setting up my own business, uh, uh, and soon. But soon means I had to wait for 7 years
Okay.
because without 7 years, I won't get the permanent ID card. If I don't get the permanent ID card, I can't be my own sponsor. So this 7 years, I did two or three part-time jobs
Okay.
in addition to my full-time job in the newspaper. I picked up part-time two or three jobs between two and three anytime, and then decided that I will work for 18 hours for next 7 years.
Wow. 18 hours. Wow.
Yeah, without that, I mean, you can't. Uh, I mean, you can't have two, three careers. In my case, it was I mean, focusing only on how to become and get involved in international trade. So I became a financial controller in one company. I became a direct marketing copywriter in one job, and then the best job that I used was my own writing for sourcing and merchandising magazines. So that was in addition to I was freelancing also in writing. So basically, at any point of time in next 7 years, I had three jobs at one time, at any point of time. So that helped me.
Great. So you talked about resilience also. So in your experience, how important is resilience when facing challenges in business and in life too? How did you overcome those obstacles during your journey?
Because I think they were already, I was, they were already there with me because of the
Because of the books.
books. But the only thing I would tell every youngster to have patience.
Absolutely.
Number one, patience. Second is resilience. First is patience. So I
So
think my patience and then willingness to, sacrifice some recreation hours, not important hours, recreation hours. That helped me come to a stage where I built up my, I, in, I mean, a partnership with uh, my brother, and I think after 7 years, and then it lasted for 10 years. By 10 years, I had enough money to retire comfortably for next 50 years.
wow,
So at the age of 52, I decided go back to my passion because economic freedom achieved, goal done, job done.
great.
So now I have to go back to my satisfying my passions. So for thanks to this web scraping and data mining experience, I could do around 70 different ventures, solopreneur ventures using desktop,
And
employing
that was
none.
your passion. That was your passion.
That yeah, that my passion is to treat any venture as a video game.
Okay.
So I enjoy that way. So
That's an
I mean,
interesting
building new
metaphor you have used.
because there is no goal of money. No, money is already achieved. No, money is taking care. Taking my living expenses. I achieved by 52. I invested in passive in assets that give me passive income like rental income. So the rental income was taking care of me, my stomach or my kitchen bills. So I had to go back to my old routine of uh, playing video games.
Great. Amazing story, sir. So you talked about financial freedom. So what steps or principles helped you achieve that financial freedom so quickly? And how can others follow a similar path?
It can't be any story can't be applied cut and paste.
Hmm.
Everybody has to analyze themselves
Okay.
and then find a way. For me, I really I I would say there is no cut and paste formula.
So if someone wants to make you their mentor and wants to, follow your path, so what was that path or what were those principles which, helped you achieve that
Uh,
financial freedom
that I
so quickly?
already told you. That already I told you. You have to think of initially at least for 15 years after university education. You have to think of working for 15 hours a day, and with two jobs, one to pay for your kitchen bills
Hmm.
and one to have your passions plus pleasures. Whatever pleasure you have, you should not sacrifice those pleasures. You like
Absolutely.
sports, go for it.
Excellent advice, Peter sir. So we talked
Mhm.
about patience and resilience, but when we see in millennials and Gen Z generation, which we are facing at the moment, I'm also millennial. So these qualities are finding a bit lesser than the old generation had. So how can one, build and develop these two qualities in themselves?
As long as you are prepared to look inwards, who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weakness? Nothing can happen. You should have a very clarity about what is your approach towards life, what is your attitude towards money, and what is your attitude towards consumption. Uh, Then you will find your own way. It's not difficult.
Great. So, in the current ever so evolving era, PJ Saab, what are the three most important innovations, or you know, uh, which we would be talking in the history? Our next generation would talk about, which are happening right now, in last 2 years, or right now happening. What do you think? Those three things which would be talked about.
I have a bias for AI
Okay.
because I can use it well.
Okay.
Uh, so I think AI. I have taught the 5-year olds to use AI, and they are so having fun and enjoying it, and they are growing up without teachers and without tuition.
So,
So
is it
AI has
good or
real.
is it bad?
No, it is good,
It is good.
100% good. Because if you look at it, working hard is not necessarily going to give you dividends.
Hmm,
Working smartly is going to give you dividends. Studying
that's
smart, working smart, and then you have heard about that 2080, that what is that called? But the 20% of time you work to produce 80% of results instead of 80% you work to produce 80% results. So AI helps that way.
great. I'm also a very much advocate of using AI in daily life. So, as our mentor Rehan Allahwala Saab, he emphasizes on using AI tools in your daily life and make your habit to use these AI tools because they make your life very easy.
Because if you treat AI as your God, you will be very happy. God has descended in the form of AI. Let us put it that way.
So, PJ Saab, have you visited India after when you went to Hong Kong? Have you ever visited India again?
Yeah, I visited because as long as my parents were alive, and later also I visited to meet my friends. But most of my friends have departed now from this world.
Okay. So, have you planned to travel around the world now?
And now, recently, about 3 months ago, my wife passed away.
Sorry to
So,
hear that.
yeah. So I'm now planning to, uh, use whatever resources I have uh, to return in some or other form to help people without any commercial agenda or without any expectation.
That's very good motive for yourself. So, do you have anything in your mind to do practical on that?
Practically, is basically my focus is on spreading the use of AI to improve their lives. Whether they are students, whether they are workers, whether they are housewives, or whether they are even the old ladies, I'm teaching them, they are enjoying it.
Right. So, how do you teach them? Is there any platform you have set or what?
So far, there is one AI tool that I have found it. I have profusely practiced it. I have tested so many other tools, and that tool somehow I suspect that it breaks the security locks.
Okay.
And I mean, the way I used to do, I mean, at that time there was no privacy law and there was no security locks on the websites.
Okay.
But this somehow I feel is doing same thing. Uh, Unlike other chatbots, so they are sticking to that privacy laws. So
Don't you
this
think
one,
this can be dangerous for you?
no, 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 it won't be dangerous. It won't be dangerous. No, I mean, the website, the information is available. Some data is available. What can be, how it can be dangerous? Artificial barriers have been imposed by way of privacy law on having knowledge. So if somebody is breaking those barriers, why not?
Okay. One question arises in my mind, PJ Sahab, that people of the age of 50s or 60s, they are not very accustomed or used to or friendly with the new technologies, but you are not the same. So, what's the difference between you and other similar people age like you?
It's all boils down to exploring and experimenting. That habit I have since when I was 2 years old.
Wow. So you kept learning new things, new technologies when they evolved.
Yeah, no, when I was 78 years old, I used to do the painting, oil painting. I used to do, I used to be my own carpenter, my own electrician, my own plumber.
Great, great.
So anything, whatever you craft, I used to do the crafts also. Flowers, I mean, doing those flowers, paper flowers, and all those things. So
Great.
it's a depends on, I mean, how, I mean, you are, how you, what kind of environment you are born with, the family you are born with. My father was a doctor, but he used to wear about 7 to 8 different hats. He was a publisher, he was an editor, he was a political lobbyist, whatnot. So when as a child, I'm exposed to that. I'm thinking that having multiple hats is the norm.
Okay.
So for me, wearing multiple hats is a norm. So I do that. I mean, nobody taught me how to do it. It is by observing. And then when I was a student leader, then I used to find ways to access go to the chief minister. So using making some pretext all the time, using some petitions, just to be just to catch his eye and be is in company, and learn from him how he is doing that, and then how is he reacting with the people who are sitting there. So sometime I got to become friends with those MLAs, MPs, and all those at the age of 19.
Wow.
So at the age of 19, I could set up 4 NGOs thanks to that chief minister, because he became fond of me for no reason, because I'm making excuses and visiting him. Nobody else does that.
Amazing.
So then he used to give me the government grants to run those NGOs. So without money, I could get this done, just because of, as I told you, knocking the doors. Never give up knocking the doors.
Absolutely. I think this is the crux of our interview so far, that be resilient and knocking the doors and wait for the right
Yeah.
opportunity.
The opportunity will come. Opportunity doesn't, I mean, you don't have to wait. Opportunity will choose its own time because opportunity is a very, uh, I would say, complex situation because it is like evolution, random forces evolving. How that happens till today, I am not able to figure out, but it happens. That much I know.
Great. So, PJ Saab, the best advice you have received in your life, which you remember and you want to share with us?
Be grateful.
Hmm. Great.
So every year I pray to at least 30 of my people who directly or indirectly help me grow. They are no more in it, no more now living, but I still do that. That is the lesson I have. It is deeply ingrained in my mind.
So grateful. So, and PJ Saab, what's the worst advice you have ever received, if you have remembered anything?
Can there be anything you can call worse? That is an
Like
experiment.
which you did not like and you think that that advice shouldn't be
Uh,
given to me?
no, experiment. You must try everything you want, whether bad or good. You try yourself, and you come to judgment. I hope. Experiment, explore, experiment.
So you experimented on some advice and you found out that no, that wasn't for me.
Uh, Unfortunately, that did not happen to me. Largely because of the books. Because books has already enriched my life
Hmm.
by giving me second-hand life experience of various kinds, unbelievable kinds. So
Great.
practically, I think second-handly I have experienced all kind. I have experienced the life of a mafia. I have experienced the life of a, I mean, you can say, sex maniac. All through books, second-hand experiences.
Great.
So there was nothing for me to try out anything.
Sure, sure. So, PJ Saab, I want to ask you that one problem you have seen around yourself and you which hurt you the most, and you feel like this problem should be resolved and solved. So, what's that problem? You think?
The problem is that you have to live with pain and gain. If pain is there, face it. If gain is there, enjoy it.
Okay,
So there is no free lunch. What I mean to say, there is no free lunch.
great. So, PJ Saab, what message of empowerment would you like to share with our listeners and watchers, viewers who aspire to create their own paths and achieve financial freedom?
Master the languages first. Expression
Okay.
to express because in the AI tools you have to be very clear what you want. That is called prompt engineering. Prompts. So to understand, first thing is clarity of mind. What you want to understand. That you should be very clear. Then how to express it. You should be very clear. That's it. These two things are enough. AI will take care of, will take over your, other things.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, PJ Saab, last question, which is my favorite question. The lessons you learned from your 20s, which you would like to share with me and my audience.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get you again.
The lessons you learned in your 20s to 30 years of age. You learned some lessons from your life experience, from your professional experience, from your personal experiences. So, which experiences you would like to share with our audience? The thought process behind this question is to get to learn from your experiences, because many of our viewers would be in their 20s, so they can learn from your experience, which you have learned from your 20s.
My experience, as I told you, is I mean, depending on what you want to do, work hard. My, my, without expecting any rewards.
Hmm. That's
Rewards
a
will
very
follow.
difficult thing. That's a very difficult thing.
Yeah, I mean, that is something you have to get. That kind of situation you have to get in. The
Yes,
rewards will follow. That means the patience need you need patience,
because
and the
if we
minimum. I mean, if your minimum needs are taken care, as I told you, two jobs. Why I emphasis on two jobs is one job should be take care of your monetary needs. Other job to enjoy whether having a passive income or enjoy having uh, a second career like that. So it all depends on that. That
amazing,
is the
amazing.
20 and 30. That is the
Yes, PSF, that was amazing, and it was an amazing 36, 37 minutes with you. I couldn't realize how time flew away, and I learned so many new things from you. I hope you have enjoyed this session too with me.
yes, 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 sure. And as I mean, I believe in sharing whatever I have. And the one thing that I forgot to tell you is that learn to be a giver rather than a taker.
Excellent, excellent.
So
That is one
if you
excellent thing.
can, yeah. So that that I can tell you that really pays off
Absolutely. Thank you so
because
much, PJ Lal Saab.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead,
because
please.
because the invisible forces somehow want to give rewards for you giving to others. How they do it, I don't know, but they do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
You
PJ
can,
Lal Saab.
okay.
I'm highly obliged for your time and appearance you have showed in Empowering Minds, and you empowered me and my audience minds definitely. Thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you were hearing and watching PJ Lal from Hong Kong. I hope you have enjoyed this session, and PJ Lal Saab has empowered your mind as he has done mine. So, I'm going to see you in another session with another amazing guest. Till then, keep doing amazing things. I'm Rahmat Empowerment Pala signing off from Empowering Minds. Keep watching Empowering Minds on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and on my Facebook, Rahmat Empowerment Pala. I see you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Good